Iskander Zulfikari from Team Baby Race leads them up to the line. We go green, we race for the first time in 2023. Great start from Noah Bagland, who's already gone up into third place. Dean the Dutchman in P2 tried to take the lead is Dean Hugendorn. Bagland down the inside. Dean has gone through and taken the lead. Not a great start for Iskander Zulfikari. Got the jump off the line, but was mauled at turns 2 and 3. He's back in position 4. Noah Bagland in position 2 as Dean Hugendorn van the Netherlands has got the race lead as they go down through the chicane for the first time. As Vladimir Ivanikov trying to make a move, the Team Gamoto driver, as they go up to the far hairpin. Bagland from second place is back into 5th, and Iskander Zulfikari does not wait long to make his way up through. Look out for Keelan Harvick, the American driver, who finished second here a week ago in the Winter Cup. The American in P4. Behind Pietro Bacuti, that is actually Pietro. Up into P3 for AV Racing, Zulfikari just ahead. There's the American behind Noah Bagland in position 5. The second generation racer. Watch him dive down the inside. Does not hesitate. Does the driver from North Carolina, USA. The driver for Team Baby Race goes up into 4th place. His teammate, the pole sitter, in P2, that's Iskander Zulfikari, but Dean Hugendorn for the Kiddix Driver Academy in the Alonso Kart has got the lead down through the chicane. The gap is 0.6 of a second, be assured, for both Pietro and Iskander in 3rd and 2nd respectively. Will catch up to the back of the Dutchman. It is so much harder to lead than it is to chase in the mini category. Keelan Harvick has done a great job of breaking clear of the pack. Vladimir Ivanikov tried to go with him. Arias Bosco is right there. Look at Pietro in the AV Racing Paralin. Into Paralin in 2nd place as well for Sandro Lorandi's Baby Race team, and also the same for Keelan Harvick. Pietro dives down the inside. Super move from Baguti. Keelan Harvick trying to catch them, and Ivanikov and the Spaniard Arias Bosco going with as well. Bagland back to 7 ahead of Shen, Cosmo Christopher and Billy C. William Kalija rounds out the 10. Iskander retakes position 2 away from Pietro. Incredibly, despite the fact that they're fighting, they're not letting Dean Hugendorn pull away. Into the final corner. The gap last time, 0.5 of a second. Ivanikov in P5 is the fastest driver on the circuit. And as they touch 103, 104 k's an hour down into turn 1, again, Ivanikov goes purple as he shadows the American, who's just a step off the podium. Keelan Harvick, P4, his teammate Zulfikari for Team Baby Race in 2nd place. The gap, 0.6 of a second between Hugendorn and Zulfikari on lap 4 of 10, the mini final for 2023. Last year, this race was won by Christian Kostoya, the Spaniard who's now racing in okjunior, who dominated the mini category for the past 18 months or so. A year prior, Rene Lammers and Anatoly Kavalkin taking the title in 2020. Andrea Filofero winning a year prior. And in 2018, it was none other than Andrea Kimi Antonelli, the newly crowned Italian F4 champion for the Prema Power team, who won it the year after Alfio Spinner, Michael Paparo, Dennis Hauger back in 2015. Bogdan Cosmo Christopher has fallen back to 10th place, but he's just done the fastest lap of the race, shadowing Ilya Badeshkin. Head of the new CRG driver, Luke Tal from the Netherlands, but his countryman in position 1, Dean Hugendorn, one of the younger drivers in the mini category. Qualified on pole position for the WSK Mini Super Cup in 2022 at La Conca Muro-Lechese before finishing in 2nd place. What's the victory? Does Dean for the Kiddix Driver Academy in the Alonso Kart powered by the IAMI. Harvick has fallen back into, 6th place behind behind Ivanikov. 5th place, in fact. Collegiate's on the charges, William Collegia. Billy C from Melbourne, now up into position 6 ahead of Arias Bosco. And the fastest driver on track, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher. Half race distance, the mini final here in the WSK Champions Cup. and they are both catching Dean. The gap is down to 0.4 of a second. Harvick responds, a 53.635. The Americans not out of this either. The second generation racer, the son of NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Kevin Harvick, who's here at the circuit, watching his boy trying to win a WSK title for the first time. The last time a driver from the United States won in WSK, we have to think back to the likes of Logan Sargent in 2016. Logan, one of 15 drivers out of the 20 on the current Formula One grid who have come from the world of WSK. Zulfikardi has now caught up to Hugentorn. The gap was 0.6 of a second, then 0.4. You can see he's right on the back of the Dutchman. Dives down the inside. Iskander the Great goes up into position 1. The WSK Final Cup champion trying to take his second WSK title. Dean fights back. What a move by Hugentorn. Just brilliant. De Pilot van de Netherlands in the eerste positie. The young Dutchman goes P1, but Zulfikardi gets him on the exit. It's now a 5-card fight. Now it's on. It's all kicking off. Baguti back into second, now back into third. Hugentorn does not want to let Zulfikardi get away with this. There is Harvick. First and fifth for Team Baby Race. And Kalija is not out of this either. What a race as we move into the dying stages of the mini-final for the WSK Champions Cup. Zulfikardi's gone. The gap is 0.6 of a second. There's his teammate in the background going wheel to wheel with Pietro Baguti. Ivan Inkov for Team Gamoto. They won the title with Dennis Hauger, the MP Motorsport Formula 2 driver. They won it with him back in 2015 driving a CRG. Ivan Inkov for Team Gamoto, the Sicilian team, now up into position 3. Cosmo Christopher and Badeshkin going through in 7 and 8. Head of Adias Bosco, the Spaniard. Dean wants this, 5.02. Driving superbly, the gap was 0.6 of a second. He's done incredibly well to not let Zulfikardi go away, who has been so quick this week. Harvick runs wide. Kalija in the background follows him through, using every inch of the racetrack and then some. Fastest lap of the race now for Dean Hugentorn, a 53.569. It's not over yet. There's Bagland defending from Kerdal, Ruben Esteves, via Piano as well. Hugentorn has caught him. Fabulous drive. This is the penultimate lap of the race. It looked as though Zulfikardi would take his second WSK title in a row after winning the WSK Final Cup right here at the end of 2022. Goes defensive into the chicane. Watch Ivan Inkov in the background. Harvick going through. Then it's Kalija and Baguti. Dean wants this desperately. Watch him on the exit. He white lines it. Watch Ivan Inkov. Harvick down the inside takes the both of them. Here comes Billy C. Kalija up the inside. The Australian now up onto the podium. He's got Zulfikardi, Killen Harvick, and William Kalija. Baguti's out of it. Baguti gets up onto 2 wheels. He's out of it. Keeps it going but falls back to 8th position. Killen Harvick dives down the inside. The second generation racer says, "This race is mine, boys," and he takes his teammate. This is the last lap of the race. Team Baby Race in first and second place. Ivan Inkov, position 3. Killen stares over his right shoulder. Iskander says, "No problem," goes round the outside. They have to be careful of Ivan Inkov. Side by side goes the 2 teammates. Ivan Inkov, Vladimir takes Killen. Up the inside goes Bereshkin. Iskander, Zulfikardi with Vladimir. Ivan Inkov, they're going to be 3 wide as they come across the line. That checkered flag does wave. Iskander the Great. Zulfikardi wins the WSK Champions Cup. Ivan Inkov for Team Gamoto in second. And would you believe, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher, BCC, has come home in position 3. What a race here at Lonato this afternoon. Zulfikardi, the Turk, has taken his second WSK title in a row after winning the WSK Final Cup. Heartbreak for Dean Hugentorn, who wanted this so bad. He finishes in 7th, head of Baguti. Zulfikardi, the Turk, wins. Vladimir Ivaninkov for Team Gamoto second, and Bogdan Kosmol Christopher for Team Driver in third place. Badeshkin Kalija Harvick sixth, Hugendorn seventh. Baguti Arias Bosco, and a good drive from Francois Curdel to round out the 10. Iskander the Great, Zulfikari wins the WSK Champions Cup here at Lonato and will stand on the top step of the podium in just a moment.